aqui, meu friend. Hoje. Why you gotta be extra, bro? You know, that's where you supposed to be at. Yo. Y'all already know your boy Professor Pips is back in his trying to get two of these charts. Looking at AUDUSD currently on a 15-minute chart. Taking a step back before we get into current analysis, it has been a pretty solid week. Trades have been up and booming. Trades have been up and booming. And yeah, everything's just been up and booming and busting. And been reading the market pretty clear this week. Definitely had some pretty good trade setups throughout the week. First one right over here, market open. Was looking for market to continue to see if it was going to continue to bullish. From the weekend analysis, we outlined that, and when we saw that it wasn't pushing bullish anymore, only 15-minute chart, the red over there, my friend. And it just dropped. So we took that one, and then we had this one right over here. It was a little short right up in here. For a couple of peeps. No, I'm just tripping. But yeah, overall, man, it has been an excellent week. I don't think I've had a loss so far. Yeah, I was trying to outline this little short right here. I ended up closing this one early and not letting it go to full TP because I was looking for a liquidity grab up under the ear before we bounced to the top side, and then top side entry got entered. And I had 3 entries right here. 2 of them got stopped out. I had a short time stop loss because I didn't see the liquidity grab here, so I figured we kind of was just going to get up and go. And then the last position I had open, this one ended up coming down, and I woke up in the middle of the night and saw that the first 2 got stopped out, and I was like a few pips in profit, so I closed this one short, but I was okay with that because during the NY session, I woke up and I saw price push above, highs. I waited for it to pull back, and I got active back to the top side. So I pretty much just missed this little price action here. Got stopped out from this position I opened over here. 2 position got stopped out, closed small profit, barely enough to cover the spread, and then got active on the longs from right over here. And then let's see what else we get. On this trade right over here, pop out to the 1 hour, you can see them things a lot clearer. What's going on? Who's on this one? What we were looking for was price action shifted to structure on the 1 hour, closing above structure after this massive drop. So I've identified a pattern that I see on the 1 hour chart from a New York session, and I know it likes to pull back a good 50%, and that 50% was at the Asian session a couple nights ago, and got active on those buys, targeting a order block on the 1 hour chart, and then saw this price action when the news came out, and then at the close to the end of market close, what was that? Let me see. This was on the 13th, so yesterday. Yeah, price action was closing up under here on the 1 hour chart, 15-minute chart, little break and retest session you got going right there. So saw price action closing below this little support right here. Let it pull back and got active. And original target was way down here, but I had trailing stops right here. And as you can see, when the Asian session came open, we pulled back and I got tapped out. If I would not have had trailing stops there, price action pulled back and I would have just left them at original targets, never would have got hit. And price action eventually melted and added some more on the end. So overall, like I said, pretty good week. Can't complain. And now we at where we at tonight, trying to see if price action is going to get active to the top side, to the downside. Looking at, we got about 30 minutes before 8 o'clock. So looking at AU overall, top-down analysis, what I can see is price action overall bearish to the downside. We are decreasing in value right over here. And currently we have a 4-hour high point right over here, created a new lows, closing below all these support zones right over here, creating a new support zone right down here, and it's now pushing back bullish. So glance at the daily. The daily look like it's just freshly rejected this downside here. So could possibly look for evidence of potentially taking buys when you go down to the lower time frames, but overall, this is heavy bearish, and you don't really want to get clapped trying to catch them longs if the charts ain't ready for it yet. But how I look at it to identify to see if price action is going bullish or bearish, right here on the 4 hours, like I said, we got that high and that low. When you bring the analysis back, or yeah, we got the high and the low. Down on the 1 hour, we got that same high and the low identified, and we see price action is pulling back towards that high on the 4-hour chart. Now, on the 1 hour, we have created a resistance right here, and we've created a support right here. What I've done is identified the area price action was last bearish before it went back bullish, and I'm looking to see if price action closes above this level or if it just wicks through this level. Now, seeing that it's only 7:34 and price action is already bullish at the gate, yeah, I think some pump fake action is about to happen right here. Price action going to continue big bullish. Ain't going to leave you a big wick. It's going to come back down. I'm going to potentially catch some shorts from right over there. Potentially. That's if price action only wicks through this level. Now, if we close solid above this level, then you back to the drawing board, Scooby-Doo, because we could come back and retest these 4-hour highs and then melt, or continue bullish and, yeah, get on up out of that thing. Excuse me. Ooh, Miss Kimmy, what's going on with you? I don't know if I got the comments on. I can't see. I don't see the comments, my friend. Oh, there we go. Yes. All right. Miss Kimmy, how you doing? What's going on with you? Okay. Well, what instruments are you interested in or curious about? Oh, yeah, yeah. So you all the way at the beginning. Have you tried out a website called babypip.com? Yeah. Yeah, because baby pips take you where you need to be. And then once you feel like you got to grab some baby pips, you can slide on over here, and then I can show you the rest. But I mean, I could teach it to you like baby pips does. I just feel like they got a better, I guess, a group or support, or there's more people behind them versus just me myself, trying to explain it to you. So, yeah, I feel like that's a good place to start out to get some very solid ground-based knowledge, and then just grow out from there. But overall, I was really running through my setup for AU tonight, because that's mostly what I trade during the Asian session. And then I caught this buy earlier on Bitcoin. Pretty similar to what I'm looking for on AU. Get rid of this because I missed that trade. But as we can see, coming from the higher time frames, price action is overall bearish because we are dropping value. We broke through this 4-hour support that was right here that last sent price action to the highs. We broke right through there, and we're still making lower lows and lower highs all the way down into this point right up in here. So price action pushed down, it came back, it retested the highs, it pushed lower, created a new lower low, came back, created an equal high right here. It pulled back and then created a new high. It did not create a new lower low. So potentially this downtrend is over. So we got the shift on the 1 hour. And that's one of the key things that I pay attention to when I'm looking at market structure from higher time frames down. If I feel like a reversal is coming, I want to see a structure shift on the 1 hour time frame. And then when I go down to my 15-minute time frame, I want it to be bullish. I want it to be pushing higher. So what I saw when I came to it in the New York session was price action was push bullish, and It was on its way back down, and when it came right back down to where it stopped at before, I got in, and it's been pushing up all day. I got trailing stops right here. I took about 90% off the table right here. Let me see. Yeah, I got to move this out the way. So that's why I got in. Same setup. Everything right there, and then I trailed the stops once price action pushed higher, because it created a support right here. Now, I'm targeting way up here because price action is currently bullish, but at any point, price action could push into one of these resistances over here, where price action was pushing down and started pushing up, then it pushed down again. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Right now, it's breaking through resistances. So if it's bullish, I'm looking for the buy setup. I'm looking for where price stopped at before and potentially could come back to where I can get in and see it push higher than it did before. So looking over at AU, we are on the 1 hour chart. We already shifted the structure, and now I'm looking to see if we're going to continue bullish or if we're going to come here and stall out at this resistance and start going back bearish and breaking through supports.
Because you know my
Grayson. My son coming in here. He's upset. But yeah, so as price action continues on, I'm looking for this level. It's the first place I'm looking to identify, and I want to see what happens when we push into that level. Do we continue to print bullish candles and close above that level? Do we start printing bearish, small bearish candles, big bearish candles? How do we start coming back down this way? And if it looks proper, then I'm going to just take some shorts from right over here. And yeah. But I also wanted, I got about 20 minutes. So, looking at some of the other pairs I had drawn up or analyzed for the week. This is US dollar, Japanese dollar, USD I don't oftenly trade UJ. I just marked it up, and based off of what it was doing in the past, I identified this little channel it was bouncing within, pushing higher and lower, higher and lower. When it came up here, there was a shorting opportunity, and I missed it because I don't trade UJ. I just drew it up and wanted to see what it did. But if I wasn't looking for shorts here, which what my idea would have been coming from the weekend analysis, so price action, I drop videos on the weekend that tell, that kind of identify what I'm looking for throughout the week. And then I drop like screenshots of it in my little group chat. So this was the UJ beforehand. So the weekend analysis, I was looking for it to come up, and I took a short from there, and then seeing what it did when it came back up to that resistance. I would have been looking for shorts, but once I would have saw price action no longer, breaking through supports anymore, not making price action that's going down, I would have probably stopped looking for the shorts and then just waited to see what it did, which is kind of identified if you delete this and delete that. You can see price action pushed up, then it gave you the shorting opportunity here, but then once it pushed up again, it didn't continue coming down bearishly. It stopped there, found support, and then kept pushing up. So UJ would have had a shorting opportunity earlier in the week. Last night, I caught some pretty big buys on GJ. Pretty much same thing I saw. Price action shifted structure on the 1 hour chart. So we were making lower lows and lower highs all the way down to this point. Price action pushed bullish and closed above there and then retested. There's where it kind of stopped at before and pushed bullish. I had shorts from here from the weekend analysis. I don't think I took those shorts though. Yeah, I don't think I took these shorts. These were from the weekend analysis. This is the trade idea setup I had from the weekend analysis. And then as price action came back over here, bumped back out to the 4 hour, price action is still bullish because we have the breaker structure. Here's price push up, make a new high, higher low, higher high, equal low, new higher high. I was looking for price action to make that new higher high. I was actually thinking it was probably going to close above there and grab liquidity, which what it probably could be going to do now, push above, close above up there. But so when I bumped down to the 1 hour, I saw price action pulling back right there in the Asian. I had my level on the 15 minute. I need to see it break, but I jumped in early simply because I saw that this price action was not about to break any of these lows, and I considered this exhaustion, so that's what made me get in on the 15 minute. When you look at it, you got lows right here from the 1 hour support that pushed you into the highs. Price action pulled back and was not able to break. So as soon as the 15, I might have took this off the 5 minute. As soon as 5 minute price action started pushing bullish, go down to the 5. Excuse me. You can see price action is bearish all the way down to here. Lower lows and lower highs, lower lows. So I was looking for the shift. Price action closed above the resistance. It pulled back, shot up. Then it was up and out of there. I actually added positions right over here. Let me see what we had. I think I did anyways. This was the original entry. It pushed up, pulled back. I think I added entries somewhere. Oh, that was it. Yeah, I caught it from the bottom and then I added these entries in as it continued to push up. So, yeah. And then that's pretty much everything else. GU was shorting off. I needed to see GU pull back a little bit more. It didn't. So I just let it do what it do. Kept shorting off. From the weekend analysis, price action was bearish. He was looking for a 50% retracement that we identified over the weekend. That didn't happen. So, yeah, just kind of walked away from that one because, I mean, overall, it still is bearish and you can still find a setup. But if it didn't pull back far enough, you never really trust it because they always can still make that pullback move at any time. So on gold, nothing on gold. Not since about a week or two ago. Had this trade called out and didn't get in because I don't trade gold, but I had it identified from the weekend analysis and yeah, it went crazy. NZD USD. Had this one identified from 2 weeks ago. Was looking for continuation sales below this zone. Continuation sales, the way I look at it or identify it, is a break and a retest of a level. So you got price action closed below this level here. Potentially could have caught shorts from here, but they would have been not long lasted. You're looking for the retest of that level. Price action retested, but it closed back above. So no trade there. Same thing here. No trade here. No trade there. Price action finally closed above, retest that level, and stayed above. So potentially you could have started looking for the retest of this level once you see this action right here happen. And then there's your continuation sell zone, and then price action just melts. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I thought my hot water heater was blowing up. That might loud. Yeah. But so yeah, overall, yeah. So the continuation sell zone pull, close below, retest, and then this was the big shorts you would naturally want coming from that level. But I don't trade NZD USD either, so I missed all that. But I do trade AU, and I am looking for a setup right over here. And the time is currently 7:46, so we got about 15 minutes for I need to see what I need to see. That's savage. Miss Kim, you got any questions so far? The way that I trade, well, most of the teachings and learnings, that if like when you go and learn how other people trade, you notice that most of them, the good ones or the ones that seem better at it, when you look on kind of like YouTube or do research or you look on Instagram, you see the ones who say they got big profits. Some of them really do, some of them really don't. But they trade the momentum times within the market. The momentum times are the sessions, which is why I have these lines in the background. Since it says London, New York, Asian, and back to London. They trade the session times. When you notice when those time zones or when those lines hit, that's when there's volume within the market. So London session, you got the volume candles, the big candles. This is where you make your big money at right here. during the Asian session, the session that I trade, it usually starts making its big candle at 8 o'clock at night. So I look for the momentum to increase within the market. Right now, price action is trending bullishly, which is what I wanted it to do, so I can take a short from up here. But when I see momentum kick into the market, I wanna see the candle start to get a little bit bigger, like something like this right here. But it's currently retesting resistance right here. So if it does break and retest something like this, potentially could have buys from down here and then target right up there. I probably would, but it's risky right here. I like this option better. Push here and then close back inside here and then retest and then melt back down. More like the shorts. I like the downside better because the higher time frames are bearish. And you are at a point within the market where price action could resume its bearish trend. So you see, you kind of got like a little trend line right here, a little top that, price action is staying below. And then as you come back down here, you got that trend line as well. You're kind of like at the topping point of this bearish trend. So price action could resume bearishly back here, but you have to wait for the, the setup to, show it to you. Otherwise, you pretty much, go ahead. Not immediately, I was just wait. Yeah, just wait and see, because I mean, let me put this back on here, and if you drag a trend line, oops, you can see times where price action closed above, but then, melted back off. This would actually go here. That's funny looking. Let's take it from the higher time frames. Reset that. Yeah, I guess so. No, that wick is higher, so you would go from here to there. So yeah, when you come down on your lower time frames, yeah, this wick pushed through that trend line, but immediately sold back off. This one touched it and sold back off, creating new lows. So potentially it could, push up and push into that trend line and then sell back off. But this is the first resistance that's identified coming into the Asian session. So I need to see what happens here first before I can make a determination on anything else. Yeah. So I started analyzing from a weekly time frame on down. So pretty much come to the charts and it's blank naked like that. And depending on what the actual day and time is in real time, I look to the left and see a level, look for levels. Since it's the beginning of the month of July, I pretty much wouldn't worry about the monthly because I'm not trading that long of a time frame. So the weekly, I got price action is bearish, big bearish to the downside, and we just closed below support. So potentially you could expect a retracement to come back. So I would have that in the back of my mind, but the next support area potentially is way down here. So yeah, price action could just melt down there. So then when I come down to my daily time frame, this price action is so far back in time that, these levels may not hold up, but you can, somewhat identify a level, based off of where price action paused before. And most of the time when I'm marking my levels, if I'm looking for price action to come down to a level and it's a bearish candle, meaning it's gray, I'm taking it from the body close, like right here, all the way down to the wick. Yeah, so most of my zones I identify like that, from the body close all the way down to the bottom of the wick. So then on the daily time frame, I identify where price action, the last lower high, if we're bearish, that gave you the new low. Where's my low? I must have deleted it somehow. Yeah, because I had a low point identified there. But yeah, let me see on the weekly. Oh, yeah, that's why I deleted it, because we broke through it. So on the weekly time frame, price action is bearish. We had a retracement and then it started to drop again. So this would have been the high that created this low. So I would have identified the top of this wick to that body, the bottom of this close to that candle wick for the zone off the daily. And then once price action breaks through those zones, then I reanalyze the charts. Price action hasn't made a bullish close down here just yet, so I can't identify the bottom of this. This could keep melting as far as it wants to go. But until I get that bullish close, then I can identify the daily bottom. So that's why it's just a top zone, no bottom zone. But on the 4 hour chart, since I don't have a daily bottom, I'll just mark it off the 4 hour and refresh this. What I can see is we had this lower high create this low, and then price action is pulling back. So potentially this area is a new lower high area that's going to give you a low. So price action shorted off or pushed bearish from here, retraced, and then created a new low, closing below here. So this was the 4 hour lower high and the new 4 hour low right down here that I got identified in the black. And then because these zones were so big, because this candle was pushing bullish right here, I want this candle's wick and the candle closure body. Because that zone would have been so big, like how big this one is, I adjusted these on a 1 hour time frame. So price action pushed up bullish. So I got this candle's wick and this candle's wick. So I'm trying to include all the places where price action touched before it went bearish. And then on the downside, I'm trying to include all the places price action touched before it went bullish. So that's the resistance, and then you got the support right down here. And then on the 1 hour, I kind of do the same thing. On the 1 hour chart, this low area produced this high area within the market. I don't know why I stopped right there, but it did. So there's a resistance right here keeping price from going higher. So that's why I outline in the white. And then when I go down to the 15-minute, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing on down to the lower time frames. The support gave you that high. So once price action gets to here, if we break through here, we know for sure we're coming here. Whatever happens here, if we break through here, we're definitely coming here. And then if we break through there, we're going all the way down to the bottom. And as you can see, it's 7:55 and price action is already, see how small these candles are? As we get closer to 8 o'clock, we want to see how big the candles produce and what direction they're producing in. So, yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Go ahead and get my, yeah. The, this one right here. This is on. This one right here. Oh yeah. If it break through right here, I might get in. I might scalp short this right here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I'm looking for it to go bearish. I want it to go bearish. That's what I'm thinking it's going to do. Yeah. But theoretically, the way to play it safe so you don't, lose money, watch it from the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart is going to be your biggest indicator. Without all these markings and drawings, this right here, means nothing. But if you can read price action and know that this is a 1 hour resistance because you're on the 1 hour chart looking up at the top of the thing at the chart right there. Price action is looking like right now, before this candle closes, it looked like it's exhausting bullish momentum. It doesn't look like it has enough bullish orders to push above this high right now. But at 8 o'clock, it could be a different story. You could get a candle to come down, give you a little wick to the downside, grab liquidity, and then push bullish. You don't know that. You just got to sit back and wait. So that's why I say the 1 hour chart is probably going to be your biggest indicator, because if this candle, you see how big this is now, if it comes back down and start to close small like these, this would then start to turn into what's called a rejection candle of support or resistance, rejecting the resistance to the top side. So then you naturally just sit back and wait to see if it starts to break through supports and then catch you a short down to the first level on the 15 minutes. But the major target is the 1 hour level. Simply because that's where price action came from. Right down here, 23 pips. If it keep dropping, then you got your amazing trade for the night. If it don't, then we'll try again tomorrow. But this is the major support we're looking to take profits from, because price action was bearish until this point, and it got active back up in here. So now we're gonna see what happens right here. If it went bullish, that's a sticky situation right here because it might just keep going. It might not retest during the time I'm gonna be on the charts. So yeah, we're gonna have to sit back and see how the price action develop on that. Yeah, so it's pretty much a waiting game. So that's why um, I originally wanted to come on earlier, but like when price action was back here, so I can kind of go through the analysis a little more thoroughly. But then you create the point of just sitting and watching because you have to wait to all this play out. So I like to watch it from the 1 hour until price action hits the actual zone and see where it's gonna go. What brought you into wanting to trade? Who's your brother? Oh, okay. Yeah, we went to high school together. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I started October 2019 and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And seeing the money come in like that Bitcoin trade this morning, that was a pretty big trade for me in recent times cuz the market it people like the longer you do this, you'll hear people say that the market it does the same thing over and over, but it changes. Um, I believe in that. I think it does do the same thing over and over. But what happens is the way I look at it is as the time goes on throughout the years, the way that the price action sets up, like the way I had the way what told me that I was going to be able to take these trades and be able to win them was what happened right here. You know what I'm saying? So I knew to look for the break of structure on the 1 hour chart because that's what happened last week. On the 1 hour chart, we shifted the structure to the high side. We did pull back, but ultimately we retested the area where price action shot us from. So once I seen the structure shift on the 1 hour chart here, I knew these buys were going to work all the way back up into one of these zones to the top side. And then once I saw we weren't breaking, this level right here, it heavily pushed to the downside, retested that area, and then continued to break to the downside. I knew that these shorts would work going down this way, just like I think these shorts might work from here tonight. But right now, you got big bullish activity, so it's definitely a waiting game. So you don't lose no bread. Uh-oh. Hell no. When I first started, I came in with hot cash. I came in, hell yeah, I came in with them boys got me on the MLM little group. I forgot the name of that shit. It was the name of a group that was out selling people on how to trade forex, and I was like, "Oh, word!" The first time I seen it, I was like, "Nah, I can't even mess with it." But then when I saw it the next time, and my man, who showed it to me had a little bit more experience with it, and showed me, I started watching videos on it, seeing people flip accounts. I was like, "Oh yeah, sign me up." So when I signed up with them, them boys said, "We're gonna teach you how to do this step A to Z, 1 to 100. We're gonna show you how to do it, and you can get paid like us." I was like, "Oh word, okay, well sign me up." So I joined on, uploaded a whole bunch of cash on that thing, and instant failure. I lost like all that bread, like immediately. See, it's already 8 o'clock, so we trying to see what this candle right here gonna do. We're gonna break above, but we're gonna start coming through and smashing through resistance. But yeah, I lost a whole bunch of bread in the beginning, and I just kept putting money and put money into it, and it got to a point where I was like, man, I got to figure this out, or I got to buy a course, or I got to do something so I can get paid because I'm in too deep now, and I've already seen the potential. So now I just got to figure it out. So yeah, I just kept trading. I just kept trading. I kept trading. In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning, it was I learned so many strategies. I learned how to use indicators. Like I didn't take no courses, but I went on YouTube and I watched like a whole bunch of videos. And what I did with those videos was I just kind of I took certain pieces from what everybody was saying that sounded similar, and then I started focusing in on those key points. Like some people say support and resistance, some people say supply and demand, some people say order block, some people say uh, what is that other shit called? But they got all these different names for it. So what I would do is I would go and watch different people's videos, and I would see what I would like from it. And I would see how they did a certain thing compared to somebody else. And I'm like, oh, that worked for you, and it worked for him over there. So I'm gonna use that right there too. I'm gonna bring that over. So after I went through that trial and error phase, I did several strategies. I did indicators. I did RSIs. I did the Bollinger Bands. I did a whole bunch of shit. I did the pivot points. Like I used to have a whole bunch of them stacked up over here. Like my chart used to look like this right here though when I first came in the game. So that's why I was at with it, something like that. Yeah. So you can definitely see. I had to. I went through and so everything I put on the screen just now, I went through and I researched. I pulled up the title of it, and I seen or I researched why is this in the market? How is it supposed to be used? And how would it help my trading? So those are the things I did to kind of learn on my own. Like, why is the market going bearish? Why would a demand or support zone be up here? Then I would look for other people in the market who be on YouTube who will talk about those things. They'll talk about those indicators and be like, "Oh yeah, you using that the wrong way, homie. You supposed to use it like this, or that." And then over the time, I put all that stuff together. I took out what I didn't need, and then now we here. So. Yeah, it's definitely been a long journey. It's been some times where I wanted to kick the monitor through the back door. Yeah, I wanted to throw the phone across the street. There's been times where I had good trade setups and missed them because I had to go to work or I had to do this, I had to do that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I work in the medical field. Yeah, no, yeah. At nighttime in the education, yes, ma'am. So I had to figure that out too. I had to figure out what was going to work. Am I going to be able to get off and come home or do this in the morning before I go to work? Am I be able to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning in the London session and try to catch these moves over here? Or am I going to be able to wake up in the New York session, catch these moves over here? Or, I had to go through all that. And it was at the beginning, especially when I had to pay all that money and I started losing all that money, I was like, man, these boys out here pump faking. So, I had to step back and just look at things from a broader perspective and just said, okay, so if I went to college for this, how would I have to learn it? Because I went to college and I got a whole bunch of degrees and I graduated. So I put it in that kind of perspective and I was like, okay, so if I had to go to class, how would this be taught to me? And that's kind of what alerted me to use them indicators and start researching the name of the indicators, and that's how I kind of figured out which ones to use and which ones not to use. So I done made a whole bunch of strategies. I done came up with like a course or an outline of what I would think a course would look like. I done did a whole bunch of stuff, but just not really, 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 really getting to the point to where I've been having weeks like these right here. Just straight wins. But it look like this wants to go bullish. Let's see what it do. I think the Zoom meeting might cut off in a minute. So I ain't got but 4 minutes left. I might have to cut them off and come back on for a couple more minutes. Yeah. All right. So the biggest thing you got to do is for the first. I think the first key steps for a brand new person who's interested in trading, identify what type of pair you want to trade. Crypto, commodities, indices. Okay. So S&P. Okay, so I think the next thing you should do, since you like to watch S&P, is go to S&P's chart and start playing through the time frames. Start off on like the daily time frame is a good time frame. See what the market is doing, and then also take a note of what time is doing those certain things. So watch how the market's moving. pay attention to what time the market is moving, because that's going to be key. You also got to pretty much identify what time you're going to be able to come to the chart and analyze and figure out what the market is doing. So if you work like a regular 9 to 5 and get off like me in the evening time, then the Asian session might be the best session for you to trade. It might not be the best session financially as far as making the most money, because the S&P market moves mostly during the New York session. So most of its volume, volatility is going to come during the New York session. So that's going to be a slow session to trade. That's why I trade AUDUSD during the Asian session, because it moves during the Asian session. This move started right here during the Asian session and continued during the London. It moves, and when it's shorting off, it shorts off. So that's gonna be the next thing for you. And then getting on the charts, time frame, seeing what price action is doing, what time it's doing it, and then being able to identify structure. So this is a 4-hour chart. I know price action is bearish because I see the price is dropping. I know price action is bearish because the structure is still bearish. This was a high point that created a low point in the market. This was the retracement of this move right here, and then it shifted and gave you a new low point. So now this is your most important high point from this 4-hour standpoint. This is your most important low point. So if price action pushes above, then potentially your market could be shifting bullish. But if it breaks below, your market could continue going bearish, could continue dropping in price. So as we see, price action came back, retested this area, the high point, and created a low. And now you got the new low, or the equal low, came back to retest again, and now you got the new low. So you know overall price action is still moving in a bearish manner. So at any point, on a 4-hour chart, if price action start breaking some highs, then break this high, then now you can potentially say price action is going back bullish. So being able to do that, and knowing where price action is, knowing what time of the day it is, knowing what session you in, that's how you get ahead of the game, and that's how you come in and bust up these charts and make that money. Just like me sitting right here waiting on this 8 o'clock candle, knowing that the momentum kicks in right here, knowing that price action could go crazy from here. That's once you get to that point, that's when you know, okay, I'm on. I'm ready to put some big money on. But yeah, it's gonna be a little journey, However much time you want to put into it, that's where it's gonna take you. But I'll catch up with you though before that thing cut off on you. I ain't want to hang up on you, give you the dial tone. All right then. Yeah. Most of the time, if people ask questions or drop, questions in the group chat, I can go and do whatever based off of that. But mostly is whenever I think about it, I see something, I'll look. If it's good, I'll put it out. If it ain't, I'll wait. And then go like that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't know if it stopped it on the YouTube, but I'm gonna run it one more again. Get to probably about 8:30, 8:45. Hold on. Hit that record. Yeah, go ahead and record that for you, Brett. Minimize that thing and then come on through. Yeah, as you can see, price action is going big bullish up to that 1 hour resistance. And yeah, Asian open coming out bullish. So we're gonna see if price action gonna take us where we want to be. Yeah. I need something to do, man, because you're sitting here and waiting on this. You be like, bruh. Price action gonna have to show me. Not show me like it's hot in the month. All of a sudden, this day. Real corrective. Real corrective. Let's see what's happening. Also, 5-minute chart. Let's see, 15 minutes starting the impulse. Push, pull back, push. If. Let's see where we at. I don't trust these buys, even if you took it to here. What we would get is a wick fill of this, which means we would clear at this level potentially, and then come back up to push there. So I would potentially take profit right here. Ooh, that's only 28 of them things, and I don't trust the buys. Ooh, look at that candle starting to. Ooh, hit that savage on y'all. Ooh, ooh, come on, show me something, sis. Show me love. Show me love. That thing just melt on the line. On the line. Teddy, tell him what he win. Tell him what he won. On the line. Let's see what he can get. It might not go bearish. It might go bullish. It might be a whole bunch of pump fake I got going for y'all right now. But I'm going to see. We on the 1 minute chart. We heavy into that 1 hour resistance. Heavy. Almost broke through it. We live. Let's see. 813. Ooh. 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 Try to snipe that thing. I need some music. Some of that good music. We do that. Grab some liquidity. Try to push higher. Pump fake on them boys. Ooh. 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 Cause we lag. It might push bullets to retest our trend line, but I don't like them shots. I meant them longs right there. Yeah, in between 7 pips. I think the only way. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm in. One more time. Ooh. I think the only way to take it long is if it drops all the way back and then find some gas from down here. Cause I mean, it still could push bullets and then push for them 27 pips, and then I could just got stopped out. But I don't really trust the shorts yet. And I'm in really, really early. Cause we ain't broke no structure and we ain't broke through nothing. But I got the happy trigger finger. So pretty much just risking the profits we done made for the week. Proper risk management. Ooh, watch them. Let's see what we get. Let's see if we can get some shortbread cookies. I'm gonna look floating stocks like somewhere right up here because it's good. Still do a liquidity grab. And then if you went back up to the top resistance, you're looking at about, 20-something pips way up there. But then, if we come down, we can have some TP1, TP2s right up in there. Let's see what happens. Potential first, trying to stop. Right up there. Or cut 50%, not trying to stop. My bad. My bad. E. If this is E 67, 60, we want 10 pips above. Ooh. Don't play with me like that, Leroy. If you're gonna drop, you better drop. Drop. Stop playing. Don't play. This is not a game. This is real life. You tell him to go. If he's gonna go, he better go now. Show me what you got. No, I'm just tripping. But yeah. Let me see. I would put it like right up in here, but I know every time I put this up here, bro, 50% loss, price action always come tag it. It's like they be waiting for me to put that out there. And then it'll come tag it. So I'm gonna go 600 and then add some pippers to it. 600 and then put 20 on it. I got 5 on it. So if we get candle start pushing back up to here, closing above this level, I'm gonna cut 50% of the trade and get up out of that thing. And then I might leave a little something to see, how far we push up in there. But I ain't got the patience like that, so I probably won't do too much of that. But as of right now, we got some shortbread cookies going on. And what we're looking for is price action to start closing below this little 1 minute support right here. Potentially pull back, shows where we potentially truly should have a stop loss at. And then we're gonna go from there. But we did get that candle to push into our zone right here. If you naked that thing right quick, you can see that candle wick back into that zone. We need to start breaking shorts right down here. And then just go from there. It's on. But we're gonna find out because we need that thing to melt and start breaking through here, and then we can have some confidence, get down here and take some profits. But if we don't start breaking these lows up here, then I don't know. I gotta have it doing this now. My man Savage be on the mic. I see why he do it now. He probably started copying somebody else from doing that. Now he can't stop doing it. Now I can't stop doing it. But yeah. Let's see what my Bitcoin trade went at. Did we get trailed out? Oh, not yet. That thing pushing. I think we're going a bit earlier, but that was the original BTC entry way down here at 190800. And then oh yeah, right there. Or something like that. 19. What was above? So it was like 1908. Give me 1908. Damn, we way up there, bro. Stop shortchanging my pippage. Soon as we started breaking highs, oh yeah, stocks went up immediately. And then, looking at that, well, this could leak, so we got some trailing stocks right there just in case. And we took off heavy profits right there. And yeah, we did just run into a key area on the higher time frames. I need to bump out and check on that. See what that was. Go ahead and blink this. Oh yeah. This is daily, yeah, so this could give you a hefty retracement here. Or it could come up and give you this weak fill and then give you a hefty retracement back to the downside. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. Or sit and wait and find out. You tap into that zone and you got the bearish reaction. So let's see. Let's see what the momentum is. Momentum to the downside or upside, the next phase of it. Let's see where we at over here. From the 1 minute time frame, we get that pullback yet? Nope. Okay, here we go. Pullback coming. Now this pullback gonna show us where we truly have our stops. If we push above this high, then our stops shouldn't have been there because it's obviously going bullish and you wrong on the trade. If we push and we stop somewhere up in here, right above here, equal highs, right up in here, boom, trail them things, and then see what happens. Calling all the steppers to the front. Step for me. Step for me. Yo, I was bumping that. That was something crucial. Right before I got on. Boy, hammer mind rat, and they come in there and get the trade. Pay attention to your trade, see what's going on. Are we breaking through the resistance you thought your trade was going to break through, or is it starting to push back bullish, or what is it doing? Right now, we currently pushing, not as strong as I would like, since it is 8:20. It's 8:20. This is the 1 minute time frame, 15 minutes. Let's see how we look. We is pushing big bearish now. Since we got the reaction we wanted, we got the entry we wanted, we got the stop loss. It's kind of floating in profits right now. Not in profits, but it's just floating up there. I didn't put it in yet. We got the entry, we got the rejection we wanted, we got the entry we wanted. Now we're looking for the next reaction level. We need to see what happens in this red zone right here. Price action come down here and start doing the Scooby-Doo, then you better get up through. But if we get big bearish coming through that level, then we coming back down here, baby. Then you can drag that stop on in. You can do what you want to do. It's up to you, but that's what I'm gonna do. I got this. Now I just need to see this, and then it is what it is from that point. Cause I'm gonna be locked in. And then you just tell the Lord thank you on the back end and call it you. Calling all the stuff to the front. Read. I trade the Asian. Let's get this money. Read the free shots to pool. Well, that's why I was YouTube. Let them play some music on that video. You know what I'm saying? So this candle right here just automatically suck back up. Then all of a sudden, 9 times out of 10, you might just got to figure out. You just, you got to be ready for that, prepare for that. See the reaction from that level last time. So now we're looking for that reaction plus on. Let me see if we can get a little bit more. Let me get some. Let me get this out to the people. Let everybody know we in and we on. Like it's on what my show is. Wicked Tuna. We on. Like they said, we on. Defend First, Shoot Second. Brought to you by Defend First, Shoot Second Studios. Tell everybody at home, all your friends around town, tell them, come mess with your boy. I'll show you how you get right, get down. But if we close below this level right here, then I'm gonna probably go ahead and shut that thing on down for the night. Cause we already up on a few of them things. Let me see, what we at? 13 of them pips. That's pretty much, if you just need a couple pips, use a quick little pip and dip strategy. 10 pips change your life. Then you can be off the charts all the way to tomorrow and ain't got nothing to worry about. If you had 1,000 on the table right now with them 10 pips, I think that's 10 racks. I don't do math that well, so we gonna bring out the calculator. So everybody wanna know. Open up, bro. Everybody wanna know. What my numbers at, baby? I probably got too much open. Oh yeah, I had already checked the news. Not really cracking. PPI and core PPI. I did go back and see how that affected the market. As you can see, we were bearish. The trend shifted, and then it just push bullish. I don't know if this would have happened without the news or if this just happened just because. But as you can see, I'm gonna look at it as we were bearish. Price action created a new low, and the PPI news gave it enough gas to push it back for a retracement, and now we going back within the trend. So if we break this low, then potentially we can get I'm about to somebody standing next to me. We can get that type of motion right there, and then ultimately the target profit is right down here. You can secure profits right here, and then there go the alert I had said earlier. I was gonna say, okay, well, price close below. I need to see that alert, and then we can get active. You can close profit now, profits here, and then if it keep going, then you got your lucky charm for the night, and yeah, and you can just chill to the next episode. So funkified. But what I will do, since we have pushed to past 10 pips, this right here now changes to trailing stops. So we got less risk on the table. 67,620. Let's go ahead and put that in. Modify. 0.67,620. Modify. One more time. We'll go back. 67,620. But yeah, it took me a little minute to reach this level right here. But I think we about at a point where we can say we on. Because like I said, with that 10 pill, let's see the calculator working now. So you have $1,000 on this move right now. Time not $1,000. 0.10 like something a little simple time. 10 pills. Potentially you had $1,000 already. But at the same time, you gotta realize if you go the other way, you can lose that money at the same time. So, but if you create you an edge within the market where you can come and get active and identify all this, and it makes sense to you, no matter what kind of markets you put on the chart, you can have a Scooby-Doo pattern right here, and you know that when the price hit the Scooby-Doo pattern, you should be looking for the shorts. If that work in your mind, then put you some Scooby-Doo patterns right here and get active on them shorts to the downside, because that right there could get you out the game, get you out the whatever you want to get out of. If you come here for an hour and some change, 45 minutes, and make $1,000 and peel the out, which is what I'm about to do because I'm out. I'll let your boy. I don't know how this played out on YouTube. A lot of this is trial and error. First time using OBS, first time going live, or first recent times going live. So if it cut in two parts, then I'm gonna have to hit y'all the part one and the part two. If it's all in one part, then like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. If you got questions, drop them down in the comments. If you ain't got questions or you do got questions, drop them down in the comments. If you got an auntie named Shelly and she's no, I'm just tripping. Don't tell nobody that because my baby mom might be watching. She'd probably be here in a minute if she would. But I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm out. Peace. I don't think OBS cut off, so we might be still recording. Failed to convert. Okay, I got you. I think OBS still running for